I went to Cranston with you a couple times on your 14 late night you had. This bus is pretty good when I was on it. How is it today?
It's pretty good, yeah. It's good.
Guess what? This is a former Anderson unit.
Is it? Okay.
And it sounds amazing. I'm glad you got a 2003 for a change.
Yeah? Should I ask you what month?
Oh, real? In the 2003, I'm guessing May. What is it? What's the damage?
Oh, I could be reading it wrong. Hold on. Yeah, March.
Oh my god, 2 months off.
2 months, you're losing it, man. You got...
But that's pretty good for a first guess.
It's pretty good.
Man, so I'm on the new 75. I feel like I'm on the 406.
Oh, I know. Yep, you won't feel like that until we get into Mahogany.
You know, on your last trip, I might transfer myself near the back, get some engine audio. I have an app that records audio.
Okay.
And the 14 Cranston is never that busy, so I should be alright to leave my chair here.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
The 23 goes up to the hospital now.
Yeah. Yeah, and the 14 goes a different way now by the hospital.
Oh!
Yeah. It just doesn't go in front, it goes, well it does, but it kind of does a little jog in behind the condos and then it pops out. You'll see.
So guess what? Certain people that wanted out of Anderson, my friend David does virtual transit sign up and he gets his work and he's pretty disappointed. He's like, I have to remain out of VP because all of Anderson's taken. That's what happens when Anderson opens. Everyone's so ornery to get back there. And they take the work so quick. You got some Anderson stuff, or didn't you?
No, I have to do my sign up, my vacation sign up.
A lot of the work's taken, just so you know. Well, they have vacation runs, so I'm not sure. You'll get vacation runs out of Anderson, so...
Yeah, I'll be alright.
Because regular drivers can't take vacation work. That's only you guys, right?
Yeah.
Unless they're vacation run drivers.
Yeah.
I hope you get a couple pieces.
I hope I get at least like half.
Imagine if you get all out of Anderson. You'll be really happy.
That would be great.
Well, if you gotta take Vic Park, it's not the end of the road. You could be going to Stony all sign up.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, now my standards are so low that that's fine.
This thing holds. Good on takeoff.
It's pretty good, yeah.
I can't even hardly feel the tranny, and there's hardly any rust on this unit.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it sat for a couple years though, remember, due to COVID.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you get this route out of Anderson. That would be good. I love this part. You can actually go quicker and hear the motor. Even though you would want to go 90. Just go on barefoot right now. It's gonna be a hot next 10 days. We got a stupid hornet's nest again, our third one this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
In the cracks in the driveway.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But we have hornet trap, and there's 75 of them in there, so we're slowly getting rid of them. But it's so hot, right? And they love heat.
Yeah.
But do you notice there's less mosquitoes now?
Yeah, they were bad and now they're not. So
what's going on in BC with the fires?
Yeah, they're not doing so good.
I'm not being mean, but I almost have to laugh because it happens every year. With all this heat, we're gonna get some bad storms though, eventually. We're thinking for next storm season, we're gonna get extra gear like helmets and stuff. Just in case we get stuck in another one of those. But we'll have everything coated. We'll know better next year.
Did you get the windshield repaired yet?
He's in for inspection today. So we'll see. So this is early work for you. I checked your email this morning. I'm like 9:35, eh?
So early.
What time did you get up then?
I got up at like 8. Yeah, 8 o'clock.
Are you still going to bed at 2 in the morning?
No, I went to bed at 11:30.
Darn it, I'm sorry I emailed you so late. I was going to email you Sunday during the day, but I was out running errands. I went out to Cochrane for that homemade fresh ice cream.
Oh, yeah?
Man, is it good.
Was there a big lineup?
Yeah, but it kind of broke off because they were serving pretty quick.
Okay.
You know what? $20, but hear me out. It's homemade ice cream, and we got 3 big scoops. They were massive.
Yeah, that's good.
And this is homemade ice cream.
Yeah.
I can get 2 shitty blizzards and 2 artificial cones for that money, what I'm paying for homemade ice cream.
Yeah. What kind did you get?
Fresh maple pecan, I think.
Oh, nice.
Butter pecan. And this is homemade ice cream from McKay's. They make it fresh. Have you been there?
Yeah, I've been there. It was a long time ago.
God, it's addicting. I had like them 3 big scoops. My whole cup was this full.
Really?
And I wanted more. It was that good. That's the only thing about the homemade stuff, right?
And have you been thinking about it ever since? Kind of craving it?
Oh yeah, and I'm going back on my birth. I'm 21 this month. I'll be able to go to Vegas and do some,
Gambling?
yeah. I'm not a big gambler, but I could have a couple drinks.
You can have some drinks,
Yeah, I'll be legal everywhere now.
Yeah, you will.
Do you know in BC, when you actually turn 18, you'll have to wait till you're 19. They have 19 in BC.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Which I think that's kind of overboard. When you're 18, it should be the limit for everywhere in Canada.
Yeah.
So not a lot's changed except you go until we get to Mahogany.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, once we get to Mahogany.
You did this last week except it was only one trip.
Yeah, that's right.
I can hardly feel the tranny. It's one of those buses.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth.
Imagine if you ran this for 60 hours.
Yeah.
They could probably do it if they, but you would have to keep topping up the tank.
Well, I mean, this bus is out from 4:30 in the morning till 12:30 at night.
21 hours.
Yeah.
Out of service at 12:30 or no?
Well, out of service at 12:08.
Oh, just due back to Vic at that time.
Yeah, into our room 3. It does.
Aren't my favorite.
No, me neither.
You say, I can't believe you. But I mean, you know what? You said the 3's not bad at night. I'll take your word.
It's good at night. I don't mind it.
Going through downtown is not the best. That's the only part.
Yeah. The worst part is like when you have a time point downtown. You know? And
Sometimes if I was the driver, I would just take my time point somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's out of downtown.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And I wouldn't take it. You know when you go out of downtown and you meet up with the 2 and stuff?
Yeah.
That's one of the worst spots.
Yeah, that's...
All the you-know-whats hang out there, right? By that shelter, they're in that shelter there.
Yeah.
The only time I would wait for the bus there is it's easy access.
Oh, yeah.
But you said they're all going for retirement, but that's one of my favorite buses, but I got lots of footage.
Well, that's good, yeah.
I got another train car to add to the fleet yesterday.
Okay, which one?
2226. It's a refurb and it's air conditioned. So you know the SD160 cars? I don't know if you've driven one before. The SDs, because I know you trained on a U2.
Yeah, I think it was just the U2 that I drove as well, yeah.
But you've seen the SDs, they're the 22 and 2300s.
Yeah.
I think now I got 108 of those cars.
Really? Wow. That's pretty good.
You haven't driven the S200, no? Imagine how hot them cars are gonna be when it's 31 in the next few days.
That's gonna be cooking.
You're probably surprised that they're still running them. But hey, it's amazing they're still around and it's halfway through 2022. But I find in the winter the brakes and stuff really start to break down when it's cold. But it's the same thing with these buses. Everything breaks in the cold.
Yeah, definitely.
At your time point, when you go back to Somerset, you don't have a lot of time.
No, not
I
at all.
checked your schedule, you have like a minute.
Yeah, there's more time going out than in, that's for sure.
I'm staying on your 14 with you too.
Okay.
So if you go out of service, can I stay on the bus?
Let me think.
Because it's like, you have like a 6-minute break. Or we can go outside and chat.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can stay on. Yeah. I'm trying to think about yesterday what I did. I think I just pulled into the stop.
You know, I'm cordial, I just ask, right? But you're like only 6 minutes between trips. If like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
It says you're due in at like 29 and leaving at 35.
Yeah.
So what do you mean the 14 goes a different way now since the 23 goes there?
A little bit, like, I'll point it out to you when we're
Because if I ever want to get off the 14 and take the 23, say if the car is up north, then that's perfect. Right? I'm just saying if there's a scenario where I'm doing trips,
Right.
I can get off the 14 and just wait for the 23.
Yeah, I'll show you what it does when we go by. It's really a small thing, but it does. A small change.
It's kind of like what the 406 did. You know how the 406 went kind of outside the hospital?
Yeah.
Like outskirted.
Yeah.
Does it even go near the hospital now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does.
This thing would scream on barefoot. So you don't miss the 7600s, eh?
No, not too much.
You would like 632.
Yeah.
That private owner's kept it in such good shape.
Yeah,
It's 26 and a half years old, I think. 1,107,010 kilometers. You know what is unique about the 7600s? They have Detroits instead of Cummins. You probably know that, but you haven't driven one forever.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. Honestly, I didn't.
You know what I really miss?
What?
Too bad they're not low floor as the Jimmies, eh? I miss them. And there's one unit that I miss a lot. 1046. The Preserve Special Bus.
Yeah.
If you go to Stony, it's actually parked up there.
Oh, yeah.
But they use it for charters. They bring it out once a year.
That's cool.
If I ever go on, I would have to bring my canes, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But I hear the Jimmies, once you get on them, they're pretty spacious inside.
Yeah, they're not bad. Thank you.
took me back to Somerset. That stop down there.
Yeah.
You just cross a couple lights and there's the stop.
Yeah, exactly.
They had an old 75 before this, didn't they? Years back.
I think it used to be like an Applewood Express with the old 75.
And then there was an old 79, remember that?
Yeah, that was
The 79 Acadia Oak Ridge.
Oh, that was such a good route.
The 99 doesn't even do the whole loop.
I know, they broke it up and made it all weird. Yeah.
You know what? You know what really confuses me? Before you go back to Heritage, you go to Southland, loop around like 4 times and go to Southland.
Oh, on the 99?
Yeah, like you're constantly going to Southland for like three loops, then you go back to Heritage at whatever point.
Oh, really?
What it should be is like Southland to Heritage, continuous thing.
Yeah.
Although the 99 goes through beautiful communities.
It does, yeah. It's a nice drive.
They used to have an 18 too, right?
Thank you.
I'm assuming the 66 replaced that, didn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Could have been a slight difference.
Yeah, it's pretty close. The actual Lakeview part is the same, but then how it gets there is a little bit different.
But now it goes to the Grey Eagle and everything. Grey Eagle Boulevard.
It goes right in there?
Like not right in the Grey Eagle, but it drops you off at a bus stop.
Yeah.
Grey Eagle Boulevard or something.
Yeah.
I saw the dog photos I finally got around. Them two, the little one looks like a little brat. I could just tell when that dog is gonna do something.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember going by here and you would have to deal with a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Because we're right by what? What high school is this?
That's like JCS high school.
JCS.
Yeah, JCS.
Right?
Yeah, and then with the Y, yeah. Okay, so right on our left here is where the 14 turns.
Right where I'm looking this way, right?
Yeah, down there, it just goes down that narrow, terrible street, and then it turns right, and then it turns left.
So it's not really much different. It still stops at South Health at the same stop. And the 23 must be down there now.
The 23 goes that way, it comes out, and then it goes in there.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's him.
No, I don't think so. Because the 23, like, comes, like, it keeps going, I'm pretty sure it keeps going that way and then around and up.
So it's kind of similar to the 302.
Yeah,
It goes.
it takes, the same sort of routing. I'm pretty sure.
I hope you get Anderson work. I know you're just thinking about that. I want Anderson so bad.
I hope I do too.
Even if it's just one key, just give me at least one.
I feel like I can get at least 6.
Well, you're pretty high up. You've been working for...
I should. I mean...
You're not going to get guys off a spare board taking it because they're on spare, right?
Yeah, it's all sort of done beforehand, right?
Unless, say if you get spare board but it's all Anderson work, that wouldn't be bad. But I mean, say if you do like weekly spare board work. Oh, yeah, right. Like, if you get it and you're lucky to start, you can start at like 10, which is not.
Yeah.
But you don't want to have to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and take the bus from the garage. I find as a driver, all joking aside, a lot of those days are over. Like, George, later on said, I want afternoon work on the 12 instead. Like, or no, he wasn't doing the 12 back then. Back when he was out of Anderson, he's like, eventually I want afternoon work. Well, when I met him, we talked about it. He's like, I've always been like that. That's what he told me. I got a hard question for you. When's the last time you've driven a Jimmy? 2012, I get.
Let me think. No, less than that.
But because they were phased out by then.
Yeah, I'd say 2012, yeah. I think, yeah, there was only a couple of years where I was...
What do you miss about them?
I mean, honestly, like, they were so... Like, the way they sounded, of course, was really cool. You could open all these vents.
I think they had... some sort of Detroit in it. It wasn't the Series 50 like the 75s and 76s. But it was a Detroit. You could hear that Detroit scream and the thing's trying to pull uphill, but you're just struggling.
Yeah.
But if you came today, I would hear you from a kilometer away, probably.
Yeah,
totally. Right?
This is it, yeah.
Imagine if you have to do 75 during rush hour. That'll be fun with all the kids.
Oh, man, yeah. Yeah. And you go through so many school zones on this route.
Well, they had some out of Anderson where you get straight work, but I guess you have to do a school run in the morning. Some drivers had to take that, even out of Spring. Like, I know one lady I know out of Spring, she's a nice driver. Me and her are great friends. She has to do an 87, what is it, Applewood or something, I don't know. But she does it for half a trip. She comes from the garage and she picks up kids in the morning to go to school. But she said she's done that run before with all the kids. She's like, I'm used to it. I told her it's better than taking a school run.
Yeah, that's alright. The good thing is they get on, you drop them off, and that's it. You know, like that.
You're not like, during a school run, you could be dealing with it for 40 minutes.
Yeah. It's alright.
Would you do a school run if I gave you a privately owned transit bus for free, like a former Jimmy if one was around? Would you do that?
Totally do it, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
You can take me for runs on Saturdays.
Right, yeah.
But you know I would be sitting near the back because that's special occasion, right?
Yeah.
The motors were so cool when you open the back. They would have, like, you know how when the motor is started, you have, it spins? with the Jimmies, you know, the way the motors were designed, they spin like a turbine. I thought it was really cool. When they were older, they were burning a lot of oil, though. It didn't matter if you were burning oil or not, though, because that thing would still run, and you could still do a run with it. Maybe not 20 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at the end there, they were just used for rush hour.
It's kind of like with our old trains now,
Yeah,
right?
Just put them on rush hour and cross your fingers.
Sometimes if there was no low floors available and they were all being used, they had no choice, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the same thing with the MCIs. I hear they were bad for overheating in the summer. You would get a light.
I liked those buses though too. They were cool.
But I hear you had lots of engine problems. Like on a day like today, they would overheat a lot.
Yeah, they were a bit temperamental. That's for sure.
But I hear they were good workhorses at the same time. I feel like with their age now, unless they were preserved, a bus like this would outlast them, for sure.
Yeah, probably,
You know, Calgary Transit could have bought MCIs with ramps, but they were just too cheap.
Oh, really?
Calgary Transit cheaped out. No, let's get with stairs.
Yeah. I think there was some part of it that could go down. Like, you could lower it, but no ramp came out. I'm pretty sure I remember that it could lower, but it was just lowering the stairs.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that's a real memory. I'm not making that up. But you should look that up somehow.
Ooh, you know, you don't realize how hard it is till you stay on the bus for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But I got water.
That's good, yeah.
When I was at the game with the Dream Friends program, I went to a program with Between Friends. They had a stamps game a couple weekends ago, and it was so hot, and with all the people there, you got your sun on the sun on your face.
Yeah.
Second half, we just had to go for a walk. We were all overheating. I was actually getting a little nauseous. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's a sign. Yeah.
They say if you're overheating, it's not good to tough it out.
No, you shouldn't. Yeah, I was really hot yesterday.
No wonder it was 31 degrees.
I know, I had like this big headache, and I was just like, I don't like this. But today feels better.
You kind of wish they would have given you an air-conditioned.
Oh, man.
Well, if you're gonna work out of Anderson or VP, you're out of luck.
Yeah, totally.
But you must be excited to finally see it in full action again.
Yeah, I am.
And I don't really understand. They had C trains go out of there the whole time, but there was...
Yeah, I'm not sure what the idea there was, but...
Well, I mean, they didn't really need all the buses out at once.
That's true.
I could see that. But some buses, they didn't run for months and months. But what the mechanics did from VP, they went to Anderson to fire the buses up and let them run for a little bit. Else everything will get still, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where we would used to turn with the 406.
Well, we would still go straight.
Yeah.
Go around the traffic circle, but yeah, then we'd go up.
This is perfect. If I want to go to State and Main for drinks, it's just there.
Yeah, no problem.
I can get off the bus.
Yeah.
This route's gonna be so popular in September.
Yeah, it will be.
Maybe I'll put you on a rush hour run.
I mean, I guess. I feel like it's gonna be running late though when the real traffic of people come. 'Cause
Oh,
right now
and
you
then,
can keep it on time.
and by like Bridlewood, there's so many schools.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that 15 is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
You're driving along and then she's like approaching and you can hear it through the whole bus.
Definitely.
And you can't turn it down sometimes. And you got customers complaining, which I understand why. You try to turn it down, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's like this lady is just yelling.
And it almost hurts your ears, it's that loud when it's up. Okay, so we're going deep into Mahogany now. This 406 did not do this. Can you ask me why they changed it?
I don't know. I think this the 23. There's now the bus that goes, you know,
Yeah, so,
from the hospital to the
yeah. And the 4, you still go there on here, so it's already 2 buses. Imagine if they gave you an 8100 today, how hot that thing would be. I feel like they're hotter than these. And of course, when I went on, you had no ABS. Everything could have gone wrong.
Well, you would have hated my bus from yesterday.
Oh, what did you have?
I don't know what the number was, but the front doors were super slow, like unbelievably slow.
These doors.
Yeah, on that bus yesterday, it was just like, what's happening? Closed. But it had a big air leak.
Oh, of course.
So it wasn't. I kept it, but I told my relief, I was like, you know, you might want to get a new one.
Were you gonna change it off?
No, because other than the doors, it was okay.
But I mean, the new driver may have got one, the one you had, the other guy that relieved you.
Well, I told him because he was doing that Route 3, right?
Yeah, oh man, so this is out till 2408.
Yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't be that busy for him, but I just thought I'd let him know, right?
But on the Route 3, you can get a half full bus sometimes.
Yeah.
And with some of the customers on the Route 3, they're rude. And having a door with an air leak wouldn't help the issue. Oh, I'm normally good at this. What did you have yesterday? It wasn't one of these.
I feel like there was a 78 something. I don't know. Thank you. Come on.
Was your ramp and nailing system working good and everything?
I don't think I used the ramp. And when you knelt it, it definitely used up a lot of air.
Like when you lower the bus and
Yeah,
stuff.
it was like a bunch of air, like too much air was used.
Oh.
And it was just the secondary tank that was, the air was kind of escaping. Like the primary was fine, but as soon as you put your foot on the brake, it all came out of the secondary for whatever reason.
And you know when you release the brakes when you're at the stoplight, it goes "urch," and then you hear the air release. Was it doing that?
Kind of, like.
But it wasn't doing it properly.
No,
like.
Yeah, you could tell there was something not quite right with it. It was a bit annoying, but.
And like if it would have gotten too much, you would have gotten a change off.
Yeah, and definitely if it was winter, it would have been a big problem. Like this air, problems with your air are always worse when it's cold out. You know what I mean?
It's like when your heaters are out, like on that one bus you had on the 20, you toughed it.
Yeah, that was bad, eh? I still feel bad about it. You were just like a popsicle.
I could have gotten a nice fresh Slurpee and it wouldn't have melted.
Not at all. It would have been the same. Nice and cold.
Next time if that happens, just get a change off. But this time if you do the 20 and it's out of Anderson, you'll have an easier time because you won't have to wait.
That's true.
Especially if you start at Heritage and it happens.
Yeah, exactly. Alright. How are we doing? 33, 37.
Actually 4 minutes. He got tired of shuttle, I guess.
Yeah, he was on shuttle for like 5 months.
Wow, that's quick.
Yeah, and then he's up to big bus.
Don't you have to be on there depending on, for longer, depending on your, because you gotta start from grounds, well, I guess half a year, right? So, wouldn't it be over a year you would have to do before you transfer to big bus?
I don't think so because if they'll hire somebody off the street who hasn't done any shuttle bus,
Yeah.
you know, of course they'll hire, if they're, you know, you would think they would have someone who's got some shuttle bus, they'll take that person.
You did it. Didn't you guys used to have the old Fords? They were what had the original Calgary Transit scheme color.
Yeah, we sure did. We're incredibly hot. Like the front, you know, the engine is in the front, of course.
Yeah.
And there was no air conditioning, and it was just your feet would just be on fire. They were so hot.
The Arbucks have no air conditioning either.
Yeah.
Then I think when we got to 1700s, that's when our first Arbucks came in, I think. You know what would have been cool if Calgary Transit would buy used D40LFs like this, except diesel electric. That would sound pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Let me guess, I forgot to ask you, you had another sub last week, didn't you?
I did last week, but not this week. No subs this week.
Let me guess, you had Subway 2 times last week.
Yep. So I bought a foot on, and I left it in the fridge at work. And nobody stole it, so that was good.
If George was still working, I wonder if he would move back to Ann Anderson in September. You know what? And he said if I was doing any other route, it's so far to come out and get the bus. Even though he lives south, he would have to go all the way to Vic Park if he was doing morning work. That guy who you relieved, he must have other work he did in his sign-up, because that's only, what, 4 hours for him on the 75?
Yeah, that's, it's been a spare work guy every day.
Oh.
I don't think anyone signed up for the morning work.
They probably just said, the heck with it, the sign guys, I'm not getting up like at 3. You know when this will be really helpful? The guys that live in Cochrane and Okotoks, for Anderson, they can just go to Anderson now. Because it's actually farther to drive from Okotoks to VP than it is Anderson.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, you're looking at least 50 minutes. When it, like, takes you, like, half an hour or a little more to go to Anderson. You know what will be nice for you? You'll get to drive some buses that haven't been used in so long. Like the special Winnipeg buses, the 2006s. Don't they have, like, all their windows are special slide windows? They're not like these. They're pretty rare in our fleet. We only have 12 of them. Even the grill's a bit different in front, more modernized. Look, everyone's at that beach today. I didn't know they had a beach there. Remember when you, on the 11, you had 7707 and the bus got a little cranky at you? You were pushing it too much.
Yes, I remember.
Have you had any warning lights yesterday or no?
No, I don't think so. Not yesterday.
Just the air.
Just that weird air thing.
How long did it take you to open the doors?
It was just kind of like... Actually, opening them was okay. Closing them, it was like this. Okay, so they're open and then closing, it was like this.
Yeah. Oh my...
So usually it's like, whatever, right? But it was like...
Oh my god, that's like 10 seconds of wasting your time.
It was a bit much, yeah.
I'm glad you didn't have that bus today with the trainee on. You would have been over.
Man.
You would have been over 20 minutes late.
Totally would have.
You boogied her though. You were 12 minutes late when I checked, and I was just pulling into Somerset, and you made up some time.
Yeah, I got it back.
Imagine if you had one of them slow buses though. You wouldn't. Oh, so we go here instead. Because the 406 used to turn there.
Yeah, that's right. Good old Auburn Bay.
Nice community.
Yeah, it is pretty nice.
But if you live by barking dogs, a few houses down, you would hear them because the houses are too close.
That's true. Oh, I'm sitting here at my time point. In 1 minute.
You must really want to get back to Somerset.
Well, Control has been really kind of keeping track of everybody who's running hot. You know, and they'll call you and be like, why are you running hot?
You know what? If your CAD doesn't work in your bus, they can't know where you are,
I
though.
know, but my CAD works.
Yeah.
I don't have that excuse.
And I can track you as well, right?
Yeah.
And it'll show up on Transit 55 if you're like 10 minutes early.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they'll call you if you're...
What are they saying? Like running hot? What does that mean?
Well, it means you're running early, like you jumped to your time point.
I mean when you're running on, I think you're running on with a hot engine. That's what I...
No, it's running early. Yeah.
They'll be like, go back to your time point now.
They will. They'll make you go around the block.
Really?
Alright. Yeah.
Well, I can understand that.
I mean, kind of, but it's like, well, there's nobody there, so...
But I mean, and I'm only sitting here for a minute.
Yeah.
Then you end up being 5 minutes late.
Exactly, yeah.
But I mean, if you're doing it on purpose when you're 10 minutes early, I can understand that.
Yeah, they don't like that. And that's, yeah, I get that.
Like, I've seen some spare-board drivers leave on the 12 at 2:53 from Somerset when they're due out at 56.
Oh, really?
Some drivers have done that, though. You've probably seen that.
Yeah.
When they're early, they leave anyway, and they got like 10 minutes to spend at Shaughnessy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what would be nice, too, if you get Anderson work on the Route 12?
Yeah, I'd rather have the 11 myself, but yeah.
The 12 always, why the 11 instead of the 12?
I just find it's kind of a nicer drive. Like, it's more right turns, you're not...
Except I love when they go up that big hill, you can hear the engine
That's
pull.
true, yeah. But you're just not fighting the traffic as much. You're turning...
And you
right.
know what? You're not getting a load of the students, you know, at 16:30, you get that massive load.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're packed for an hour and a half, you can have a load of over 60 people.
Yeah, exactly. That's a bit much.
So I see now, and the 11 doesn't get the load.
No, I mean, you do get a little bit busy at Somerset, but nothing like what the 12 gets.
Because everyone's waiting for the 15 there, right? All the students.
Yeah.
You could get the 15 when the school gets out.
Yeah.
You'll love that, getting the 15 at rush hour when school...
That's really the only time that bus gets busy, though.
But even before shutdown, the 15 was busy for like hours.
You think so? I don't
No, about 1 hour.
Yeah, I never really found it too busy, but...
Although the 12 was busy for 3 hours straight before COVID.
Yeah, for
Like, George would be from 3 o'clock on, just go, 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 no time.
sure. Yeah.
That's the one thing about the 12 during busy times, you have no time at all.
Yeah, I don't like that. I know a lot of people really like that, but I don't.
George always liked the 12, though. He's like, I prefer the 12. And he said, I like it when it's busy sometimes because I feel like I'm working, actually.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with that 402. Nice community, but on a route like this, I can actually catch up with you.
Yeah,
to do any catching up, I would have to do 5 trips worth of the Silverado.
No kidding, hey? That's kind of, yeah, like,
You're done at, what, 5:26? That's when you're doing to Somerset?
Yeah, that's right, yeah, 5:26, yep.
So your run is really, they keep you in the, like, it's 7 hours and 51 minutes encountering, right? Except on that Silverado, you just want it to be done.
Yeah. That actually went quick too. Like, I didn't even really look at where I was at with the running for it. I just, 4 o'clock, I had my supper. And then it was like 4 more trips, and then that trip on the 75, you know?
Yeah. Man, this goes really far into everything.
Yeah.
I hear it to you. Is this longer than the 406? Like time-wise? I would say about, by maybe 5, 10.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Because if I missed your bus today, I would have done the train just to kill time.
Oh, yeah.
Because you wouldn't be back for what, almost 2 hours, hour 45 minutes?
That's pretty long.
There's one route that goes downtown which I don't mind, and that's the 302.
Oh, yeah. But what about the Max Yellow?
Max Yellow's actually a decent route, but when they cut everything, it was running every 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Last sign up.
Yeah.
And the 14 before rush hour was running every 45.
Oh, wow.
And the 3 you would have to wait half an hour after rush hour.
Yeah, that's pretty deep cut.
In midday service, it would run every 23 minutes or 15 minutes. This is probably one of the best buses you've driven in a while.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, and we go back here now. Okay.
Yeah.
There's self-help. What's he waiting for, I wonder?
This is the time point now for both of us, I guess.
That is the,
That's the 79.
I was gonna say, I'm like, they don't run VP buses on the 23 that are single.
Oh yeah, no.
And look, he's also a 2003. And don't give me that guess the month stuff.
I'm gonna go check.
You're not in that bus though, so how can you tell what month it is?
I can go ask him and think? It's 45?
I'm guessing March.
Do you think they got 11 buses in March, though? I feel more like February.
February?
Maybe. Maybe January?
Because order comes in, they get about 5, 6 each per month.
Yeah.
Per month.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
11 buses in March, you're right.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, one day we should go out to Cochrane and have ice cream together. And everything I've had is just so scrumptious. And you know when something's homemade, you can smell it. When you smell this ice cream, you can tell it's homemade. You can tell the difference.
Wow.
I find a lot of processed stuff now, especially after eating that McKay's ice cream. A lot of processed stuff has been turning me right off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to head out there.
I'm gonna have some Pepsi this weekend.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
I have my pop about once a week.
Yeah, that's probably good.
I can't cut it out completely. It's just not possible.
Yeah, I like my diet.
Imagine if your 20 was this week, you would have appreciated it.
No kidding.
But it was hot a few times when you were on the 20.
Yeah, it was hot like the last few days. It was worth it.
When were you done? 7? No, 8 something?
Yeah, it was like 8 something, yeah. 8:30 maybe.
Because that's the latest afternoon work you've had, starting at 1:30, right?
Yes, it
Do you have any late nights?
is. I have that one where I do my 4-day work week and I work until midnight or 11:30 or whatever. I work like 3 till 11:30.
Oh, doing what?
Doing like, I think it's the 15 and then it turns into the 3.
Oh, so you take the bus from the garage.
I don't think, I don't know, maybe. I don't think I do. I think I take it over at,
Oh, but the guy that does it only does like maybe a trip on that one, then he has other work.
yeah.
Time points are so fun. When you want to get going, you gotta sit at time point.
Yep.
I can hardly hear the air in this one. It's so good. I don't think the 79 runs beyond 7, eh? It's big bus now. Then it's done after rush hour.
Yeah, I believe it. But I'm still stopping here.
It's a major stop, so.
I know, but we just had that other stop back there. You know what I mean? So it seems like they're a bit close together.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? The old 406 depot is still there.
Yeah, it's still on in a few places.
But that's a long time for transit to go out there, and that's why they put notice signs up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I feel like it's somebody else's job.
And you know why I think they don't run the 79 later? Because the 75 already runs here.
Yeah.
And they don't need 2 buses.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't it big bus in the morning, shuttle throughout the day, then rush hour, big bus, then it's done?
It could be, yeah. I mean, there's still, like, it goes down to Riverstone.
So guess where they kill these buses when they retire them? They bring them up all to Stony, and Stony decommissions them.
Oh, yeah.
How come you don't miss the 76s? After being on one though, I really appreciated that. It depends on what shape you keep this in. Mind you, this was a former Calgary Transit bus. The private owner's been keeping his in good shape. They were built a lot better. The 96s through 99s were built a lot better than the 7500s. I notice when you get a breakdown, it's at the worst possible time.
Okay, yeah. You don't find that you get hot, or you're okay?
After a while, I find it's the itchiness that it's really the problem.
Yeah.
And the more I itch, the more it flakes.
Right.
They actually have a name for that. It's called beer drift instead of dandruff.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's an accurate name.
Yeah. Well, aren't there some beard oils or something? Some stuff that you can get that'll make your beard nice? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
If you had a mustache or beard, you wouldn't get to experience that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem, since you don't have a lot of a break on this route, you don't get to turn the bus off like you do on the 11.
No, not really. It's pretty much always running.
They say it's good to turn a bus off after a couple minutes though, let it rest.
Yeah.
Let the coolant cycle through the system.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine if they park these buses outside in the winter. I'm glad the garages are heated now, because back then you guys didn't have that. They had to leave the Jimmies and MCIs running outside.
Yep, we sure did.
And they were getting complaints, but transit couldn't do anything else if you didn't run them all night. They wouldn't start for service in the morning.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, it wasn't like they were running for very long, because it was the last ones into the garage, like, are the first ones out. You know what I mean? So a bus maybe comes in at 2:30 in the morning, and then it's running until like 4 o'clock in the morning.
So say for example, if this bus went back at 2:30, it would probably be one of the first ones to go out.
Exactly, yeah, just because of the way everything's kind of, well, depending, I mean, not anymore. Like, this is back when we parked everything up, and we parked a lot of
But
stuff.
now it's like, you know, if you're back to the garage earlier, you're the first one out.
Yeah, so now this bus will be one of the later ones out, just because it's...
Depending if a bus needs a change off or not, then that's different.
Yeah, there's a different, they have like other ones, so they kind of...
Like, don't they have a change off row? They keep buses there?
Yeah, it's like its own thing, yeah.
They have them on all the garages too. Spring, Anderson, Stony,
Yeah.
and VP. It's about time they open Anderson. A lot of my bus friends have been saying, they've been saying a year too late.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We're doing a part of the 14 right now, right? Kind of. I wonder, do you stop where the 468 used to stop?
Yeah, like in front of the Soviets?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And there's that restaurant there. Do you get a time point there or no?
No, the time point is...
Only 79 gets it, right?
Yeah, yep. The time point is the last stop in Cranston. Like right across from that circle gate.
Yeah.
That's the time point.
Oh, it would be a good day to open up your soft drinks today.
Yeah.
I'm glad I told you, Pepsi is not good in Slurpee form. I've had it. It's too sweet.
Yeah.
That is true with some things like Dr. Pepper, Pop, and especially Slurpee form is really good.
Yeah, it's good.
Pepsi in Slurpee form, it's like syrup.
Yeah, no.
Pepsi and Pop, though, it's delicious.
Sometimes I find root beer is a bit underwhelming in a Slurpee.
I've had root beer Slurpees before. It's good.
I mean, it's good, but sometimes you just can't taste it as much as in a Pop, you know?
Yeah. On my birthday weekend, I'm gonna go take another Heritage Park trip. One last one for the year.
Oh, yeah.
2024 will be out. Once.
Yeah.
It's a nice route, it's a nice layout, but there's no washrooms on it.
Yeah.
Drivers have been complaining they would have to go all the way in the restaurant, and if someone's in the washroom they have to wait, then you come out and you're already 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
Lucky there's not a Starbucks here, you would be getting those crazy energy drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Those triple shot, whatever it is.
Those are so good.
Isn't that a sin though? They're good tasting, but they're not good for you. Anything that tastes great isn't good for you.
Yeah, that's it.
And my grandpa always said that it's not a case with everything, but everything that's good for you tastes like shit. And that's not the case with all foods though. I smell the diesel a little bit, but what I like about these buses, the filtering is so good. Except when it's cold, it stinks a little more because the engine is running, right?
Yeah.
See, in that second gear, I barely feel the tranny when you're shifting. I think this bus has been worked on recently.
Oh, yeah?
Even though the brakes are a little squeaky.
They are a little squeaky, yeah.
I've been on a bus a lot worse than that, to the point where they're grinding against the middle. Like, them Novas are bad for that. Them older Novas.
Oh, yeah.
We're in Cranston now, right? The 79 must go a little deeper then. Into Cranston?
Well, I think it still just goes into Riverstone.
Okay.
Down that big hill. And then up the other
I think it goes into like Cranberry and those areas. Like Cranberry.
Cranberry.
Yeah.
It goes like I think it's Cranston or Cran Arch, like on the other side of the Sobeys.
Where the 406 used to go through Cranston and Cranberry as well.
The 468, yeah. It's pretty much that, and then it does a different thing for Auburn Bay.
I would say I like the new changes to this route. It goes more in depth now.
Yeah, it makes a bit more sense now.
How was your last trip on this route when I left? I left on Thursday.
Yeah.
Did you get rained on?
I got rained for maybe half an hour. But other than that, yeah, that's about it. Did you get rained?
Little bit in Chestermere. Imagine if I had my own McKay's ice cream refinery. I could just make myself a homemade cone that good, as fresh as a daisy, no artificial flavor. But at the same time, I would be gaining weight eating that stuff.
Yeah.
But with McKay's, that ice cream, it's the type where you can't leave it alone. I told my dad, we're lucky we don't live in Cochrane by this place.
Yeah.
You can buy it in tubs too. McKay's in Cochrane sells it in tubs.
That's probably a good way to go.
But you know what? For 2 ice creams, it was $20. But me and my dad got 3 huge scoops for the price you're paying and the quality it is. It's an amazing price. I would rather pay for something that's great and a little more expensive than pay for something that is expensive and shitty, right? Like those Dairy Queen cones. These sound like little propeller planes, right?
Yeah.
You feel like you're on an airplane. And of course, we can't have fun because there's traffic. That's probably one of the smoothest retarders I've experienced too. The retarder is not bad at all.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I hate ones that are overkill. Your neck snaps forward. They're really bad.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, this is rush hour traffic, but they're still doing that lane construction.
Yeah.
This was probably made you late. You had the trainee and then this traffic, right?
There wasn't traffic at that point. He was just really slow.
Nervous?
No, he didn't really seem that nervous. Just cautious, I think. And maybe like not really super familiar with,
because you're going from shuttle buses to a big 40-foot, right? The retarders are so different on these than the shuttles. You gotta get used to it. You gotta learn pedal control. And you gotta learn when it's time to go fast as well. I was thinking of it yesterday. I'm like, poor her. She's probably burning up driving the bus. Did you just have a headache from overheating, right?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I also didn't have a good sleep. So maybe it was because I was tired.
Oh, that's the shit that did it. Like the 406 too, the extra fun part. That would be nice if you did an express run right now via Deerfoot.
Oh, yeah.
The old girl is just singing. Going there, it seems like you were booting her pretty good.
What do you think?
90, 85, 90. At least. I can tell by the way the engine sounds too. You were giving her pretty good.
Well, I told that trainee, I was like, you know that part when you come down?
Yeah.
You kind of turn. I was like, this is the part where you kind of feel a bit like a race car driver.
It was like, you might have a bit of a longer break than expected.
Maybe, yeah. So anyhow, he did that part at like 40 and I'm like, oh.
You were like, no, just have a little fun.
I was trying to tell him, like, you can go a little faster from here. Like, there's nothing, right? Like, it's just wide open. And he's going 40 and I'm like, okay.
You gotta remember, he's a brand new big bus operator.
Oh yeah, he's like, you know, and he's being ultra safe. Like, that's good.
I would rather have a, you know, not a driver that's going 30 the whole time. Like on that Route 7, drivers can't help that the Route 7 is so slow, you can't have fun on that route.
No, you can't.
And there's like 15 lights per trip or
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, and you have to stop at all the stops. Like, man.
The only fun part on the 7 is those hills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're early to Somerset. go in the shade.
Yeah.
If you had 6 minutes, I would just stay on the bus, but you're gonna have like, what, 13 minutes here, maybe 12 minutes? I guess this is the last trip for both of us then. Because you get relieved. I think the other guy does a 14 Bridlewood, then he does the 3.
Well, I do a 14 Cranston, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a few minutes here.
Yeah, no worries. Get some air.
Because this bus is not very airy after you drive it for... But we have a nice breeze today, which is good.
And it's like a bit cloudy, so that helps.
More like a haze cloud, though, not really thick.
No, not thick.
Oh, want to go on that and be hot? Look at that. Would you like to? We can do that instead. All them Arctics in the summer are even worse than these. Oh. You're getting too ahead of yourself.
I know, I'm like, okay. Gotta go to the washroom.